What's going on, family? You rocking out with the one and only phillydom. It's my tagline. I love saying that. I'm here with Master Wayne. He's gonna do another live about Amazon to let you guys know everything about Amazon and to get involved with Amazon and make this your full-time hustle, your full-time career, whatever. He knows what he's talking about. So, Master Wayne, you take it from here. I guess give it a little second. I'm waiting for people to come on the live. It seemed like a little delay, but they coming. They're
Okay, yeah,
coming.
let's give him a couple of more minutes.
Let's give them a couple minutes, so at least could be a couple people coming in.
Yeah,
They ain't coming in yet,
but
because you know all
I'm
my
ready.
taxes with this. Oh, they coming now with this migrant crisis situation. So a lot of people don't
Absolutely.
know me for that. So when I guess when they see the title, they're like, Amazon, what's that? Well, everybody knows Amazon. But like, hold up, he doesn't talk about Amazon. No, I don't, but Master Wayne does. Yeah, so whenever you're ready, it's a couple people, but let's get more of them coming. They're coming. They coming. I see they're coming now.
Okay, okay.
Coming in live. I'll drop the screen and let you take it from here. Let me play around with the screen a little bit, man. No, not that one. We're not going to use that one. Not going to use that one. So let me see. Hold on. This one. This one. Hold on. There we got the non people on there. Hold on. That let's hold on. You want it like that today? You know, we can switch it up, do different things, or we can do this one. Let's see this one. Do this one.
Okay.
That one. That'll be perfect. Matter of fact, I'll take myself out. I'll remove myself out. Yeah, they waiting. They here. Yep, they here. They watching. Take it from here, Master.
All right, no problem. Let me switch it to the slideshow. There we go. All right, so what's up, my future Amazon success stories? I am Master Wayne. I'm a retired Army military veteran who's been exactly where you are today. 11 years ago, I started selling on Amazon, not just as a business, but as a pathway to freedom. And it has given me the opportunity to travel the world and live out my dreams. I actually met Philly Dom while living in the Dominican Republic back in 2022. And, we hung out, got to know one another, and, he interviewed me about what I did for a living. He saw what type of lifestyle I was leading, and he invited me on his YouTube channel, like I am now, to show you guys some love and teach you exactly what I do to have earned such a incredible living and lifestyle. And so we've had the opportunity to hang out not only in Dominican Republic but also for 4 months in Brazil. So we've been traveling the world and you know trying to help as many people as possible. So what I'm going to walk you through today is the basics that you'll need to get set up and operational on Amazon. I'm going to discuss, all the pitfalls, all the hearsay, and give you just factual information based on my 11 years of experience. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the first thing I do before, try to mentor anyone into Amazon is I help you set up your business correctly. So, although you can register as an Amazon seller just in your government name, it's much better if you start off with the LLC. Now, you don't have to register with the LLC. You could do that later on. So you can initially set everything up in your name and then switch it over once you have your LLC fully formed. But the reason why I do this for all my clients is that once you get your LLC fully formed, and you'll have the opportunity to get business funding, and then you can inject that business funding into your Amazon business and really scale it up. All right, so let's address the elephant in the room. Is this a scam? It's the most common question I hear when people really just don't understand the ins and outs of Amazon, which is the largest retailer on the planet. So, you know, you would think that people would have a better idea, indication of what's going on right in front of their faces, but that's not always the case. So if we take a trip back in the time to 2004, when the internet started to come out of its infancy, it gave way to a lot of online universities and colleges. And that, of course, created competition for brick and mortar colleges and universities. And so a lot of brick and mortar colleges and universities went out of business or lost their accreditation. And so that left a surplus of books from all these universities that went belly up. And so Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, said, okay, um, I'm looking for third party sellers, normal people who can find these books, ship them into Amazon. And once they sell, we'll cut you your profit and we'll take out our fee. And that's how Amazon FBA began. So if you remember back in the day, the only thing Amazon sold was books. But then Jeff smartened up and said, okay, you know what? Not only can we do this with books, but we could do this with literally any product in the world. And so that's how Amazon FBA was born, and that's how it essentially works. So here's what I train my clients to do. I train you to go to normal retail stores like Walmart, Home Depot, Target, Best Buy, Bed Bath and Beyond, and a host of other retail sites in which you probably never even heard of. And on these retail sites, you have the opportunity to purchase products right there on your laptop and then send it to a third party company called the Prep and Ship Center. So naturally, if you buy a product from Walmart, when it arrives at your house or at the Prep and Ship Center, it's going to be in a Walmart box. And of course, the receipt will be in that box. So if you don't want to handle these products yourself, so you don't want to have these products shipped to your house, so you ship them to a third party company called the Prep and Ship Center. They will receive all your products, take it out of that Walmart box, and box it up per Amazon standards in a plain brown box. And of course, they'll take out the receipt and store it for you just in case you ever need to return those products. And this way, you don't have to touch anything whatsoever. So that means you could be off traveling the world, living your best life, and you won't have to worry about, the logistics of handling products. Everything is done for you in a turnkey manner. So you send in products to the Prep and Ship Center. The Prep and Ship Center then ships those products into Amazon. A customer sees it on the Amazon website. They click add to cart and buy now and purchase it. Amazon pulls your product off their fulfillment center shelves. They put it on the Amazon delivery trucks or a UPS truck or a FedEx truck or a USPS truck, and boom, it arrives to your customer in 2 days. Amazon Prime shipping. So that's essentially how the whole process works. Now, you don't have to just purchase products from online retailers like Bed Bath & Beyond, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and so forth. I can actually teach you how to get authorization to sell the biggest brands in the world: Nike, Under Armour, Disney, Mattel, Marvel, Michael Kors, Apple, Dell, Hewlett Packard, you name it. I can teach you how to get authorization to sell those brands. Because when you first start selling on Amazon, you can't sell those brands. You can't sell in most categories because they're gated. That means they're restricted because you're a new seller. And Amazon restricts these categories because um, they want to maintain customer satisfaction. So you as a new seller, you may not fully know what you're doing. And so Amazon restricts those categories. So now when you start selling the biggest brands, you buy directly from a wholesaler or distributor or the manufacturer of those products. And you'll be able to scan those products and analyze them to see whether or not they're going to be profitable. If they are profitable, then every single month you'll just purchase a certain amount of inventory and send it in, and you'll rinse and repeat. But this is an easy pathway to success. Now, another strategy is what's called private label. Private label is when you actually manufacture your very own product. And when you manufacture your own product, you have the opportunity to name it, to brand it, put a logo on it, and then uh, launch it as a complete brand and business. And so you'll have complete control over it. And maybe 1 or 2 years after launching it, you'll also have the decision on whether or not you want to sell it and then start over with another brand and build it up. So that's a little synopsis and breakdown of the entire Amazon platform. So this is actually how I started online arbitrage back in 2020, right when the recession was starting. So I started really back in 2015 with private label, and I started with a simple pair of nail clippers. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Wayne, what do you know about nail clippers? At the time, I knew absolutely nothing about nail clippers, but regardless of whether or not you know something about a product or you're an expert in it or not, I'm going to show you where to find that information and how to become an expert so you'll know how to produce a quality product based on the exact specifications of what customers love about a product and what they don't like about a product. And so you'll be able to take out all the things that they don't like about the product and just inject all the things that they do love. All right, so in 2020, I started online arbitrage. And what I did was I would walk into Kroger and Publix and Wayfield Foods in Atlanta, Georgia, and I would buy this peanut butter that you see on the screen. This is simply ground Peter Pan honey roasted peanut butter, and I would pull it off the shelves. It would be $2.86. And usually they would have about 50 jars. And I would just take all 50 and throw them in my shopping cart and go pay for them at the register. And at the register, it would cost me $143. And then I would bag it all up, put it in my trunk, bring it home, and start boxing it up. And I would put Amazon shipping manifest inside the box and one on top of the box, tape it up, and then I would call UPS and sit the box right in front of my garage. And UPS would come to my house and they would pick up this box and boom, it would go straight into Amazon. And after paying $143 for 50 jars of peanut butter, I would make $357 in profit because my profit would be $7.14 every time I sold one. Because as you can see on the screen, I only paid $2.86 for each jar, but on Amazon they were reselling for $14.99. Now I know what you're thinking. Why is that even possible? How can you buy something for $2.86 and then sell it for $14.99? The answer is the age-old adaptive of supply and demand. So, long story short, in different regions of the world, like Oklahoma, Texas, California, Boston, they don't really have access to this because Peter Pan doesn't ship their products all over the world. So when people do get access to it and they develop a taste for it or they love it, they're going to go out their way to get it. And the only way that's possible is nowadays through Amazon. Have you ever walked in? How many times have you walked into a store to buy something and they were out of stock or they didn't have your size? Like there's been several times where I wanted a pair of shoes and you go in and be like, let me get a size 11. And like, oh, we're all out of 11. And man, you'll search high and low trying to find that size 11. But nowadays, you don't even have to go through that headache. All you have to do is go to Amazon, and you can literally find almost anything. So this is why there's so much supply and demand. And of course, just from doing this one small jar of peanut butter, I was able to generate $10,710 a month. So it was something I would rinse and repeat as much as possible. All right, so here's a little background information on Amazon by the numbers, right? So 300 million customers worldwide, 52% of the planet now shops on Amazon full time. All right, 2.7 billion site visits each month, and 66% of all consumers start their search for products on Amazon. So if they're searching for a product, that means they're looking to buy a product. So you just want to place those products there for the people who are looking for them. 89% of all small businesses are profitable once they get set up on Amazon. All right. And nearly 2 million of the third party sellers on Amazon are small mom and shop businesses. All right. And third party sellers on Amazon, like myself and my clients, or one day you, make up 58% of all of Amazon sales. And uh, back in 2022, the revenue from third-party sellers like myself and my mentees, or you as a future Amazon seller, grew 20%. So the numbers are steadily growing, and we're making more and more money. And of course, customers buy 7,400 products on Amazon per minute. And this was back in 2022. So you can imagine that number has increased exponentially now. It's probably more than 8,000 products per minute. All right. So Amazon was founded in 1994, and Amazon FBA kind of kicked off in 2006, and in 2022, during that whole pandemic, Amazon proved to be a recession-proof business, because when the supplies dry up at your local stores, the only place left for people to shop is online. All right, so some demographics. So most Amazon sellers are between the ages of 25 and 44, but you do have some who are 18 to 24, and you do have some who are older. All right, 55% of all Amazon sellers live in the United States. 72% of all Amazon sellers are male, while 26% are female, and 2% prefer not to disclose their gender. 40% of all Amazon sellers have a bachelor or equivalent, and then 24% have a master's, and then 16% have an associate, and then 15% have a high school diploma. And of course, you have a small percentage who don't even have a high school diploma, but can still get on Amazon and be successful and make money. Surprisingly enough, 38% of all Amazon sellers still have a full-time job while they're scaling up and launching their Amazon business. So you could do this alongside of what you're already doing. You don't have to just slide all your chips into the table and do this full time. This is the part-time business that can grow into full-time income, and it will allow you to quit your job and live the life that you've always dreamt of. All right, so 54% of all Amazon sellers start off with doing private label. It's the biggest business model on Amazon, where you actually manufacture, design, and launch your own particular product. And I can teach you how to do this. I actually have a mastermind class where I work with several of my mentees who have already successfully launched their own private label brand. And I'll be showing you some screenshots of that a little bit later. Next is wholesale. Wholesale is when you contract with a wholesaler, distributor, or manufacturer, and you get your products directly from them, where you get authorization to sell the biggest brands on the planet. Next is retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage is like what I was doing with the peanut butter, where you go into your local stores, you scan every product on the shelf with your Amazon app directly on your cell phone, and it'll let you know whether or not it's profitable and whether or not you should buy it. Then there's online arbitrage, where you use software to scan all the retail sites on the internet and find the arbitrage price differences between what you can buy and then what you can ship into Amazon and sell it at a retail rate, and then you keep what's left over as profit. And next is drop shipping. Now, many people think that drop shipping on Amazon is illegal, but you just have to know how to do it correctly. And in order to do it correctly, what you'll have to do is make sure you drop ship from a reputable drop shipper, and they have to ship out their products in a plain brown box, no logo, no branding. And that's how you drop ship. So with drop shipping, you don't even have to buy a product first and ship it into Amazon. You just list it on the Amazon website. And once it sells, then you contact your supplier and say, hey, can you ship this product to my customer? Here's their name, here's their address, here's their phone number. And they'll say, no problem, will ship it straight to your customer, and they will also provide Amazon with the tracking number. So that's the business models on Amazon that you need to know about. But there's also handmade item, handmade items, digital products, and also print on demand as well. All right, so top Amazon international marketplaces. Of course, the United States is number one, Canada is number two, the United Kingdom is three, Mexico is four, Germany is five, France is six, followed by Australia, Italy, Spain, and Japan. And Amazon has about four or five other marketplaces that are opening up internationally, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So, what are the most profitable categories on Amazon to sell in? Well, that belongs to home and kitchen. And that's because when you start off selling on Amazon as a new seller, the home and kitchen category is actually ungated. So almost all new sellers can start off selling in that category. Next is beauty and personal care. And that's number two because of the ladies. Ladies love beauty and personal care and makeup and looking good and, accessories. So they've made that the number two category on Amazon. And then, of course, we have the children, because right after the women come the children. So toys and games comes in at number three. And then, of course, the ladies come back in at number four again with clothing, shoes, and jewelry. So these are all the categories ranked in order. And, I can provide you with a PDF of this so you'll know which categories you to target and go after. Now, 74% of all the products on Amazon are made in China. And then 33% of the products on Amazon are actually made in the United States, followed by India, Germany, Japan, and Mexico. So that just gives you a little insight as to where, these products are being created. And, of course, you can pay a much cheaper price to have something manufactured and then ship it into Amazon and, of course, reap the profit. All right, now, number of products per seller. As you can see, 51% of all Amazon sellers only have between 10 to 1 product. So think about that for a second. That's all it takes, 10 products to be successful on Amazon. And of course, if you want to scale it up, you're more than welcome to, because there are 4% of Amazon sellers who sell literally everything and they have 1,000 products plus. So, you just find your sweet spot and figure out how much money you need to make in order to manifest your dreams and then go for it. All right. So, the average Amazon product price. As you can see, 58% of all Amazon sellers only sell products $50 all the way down to $5. 58%. That's 60% of that 2.5 million sellers selling products in this price range. But the moment you start selling products that are $51 and more, you now cut out 91% of your competition because only 9% of Amazon sellers sell products over $51. And that's a pro tip for you right there. And that's something that could make and break your business. So, do you want to compete against everybody else down here at the bottom where they're selling products for $50 and less? Or do you want to cut out that 91% and just sell products that are $51 and up? I think it's a no brainer, right? All right, and these are 5 other fast growing global Amazon marketplaces: Turkey, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and Australia. So you have the opportunity to position yourselves in all of these countries or just one or two at your choice and dominate that marketplace before most people in that country even figure out what's going on because Amazon is growing at such a astronomical rate that if you position yourself as a seller in any of these marketplaces and bypass the United States, it can make you millions of dollars. All right. Now, um, as you can see, yeah, I know my Amazon business up and down, but you know, regardless of how much I personally know, it's irrelevant if I can't make other people successful. So here I am in Medellin, Colombia, with 2 of my good friends, Giordano and Luke. And of course, that's Keisha beside me in the background. She's a friend of mine from Atlanta, and she flew out to Colombia to come spend a week with me and the fellas. And Giordano on the left in a gray short shirt got involved with my Amazon mentorship. And this is him sending me a screenshot of his business and where he was now making $5,000 a month. All right, this is another one of my mentees. This is Colin. And Colin, of course, is pulling in over $10,000 a month. And he wrote, "The digital nomadic lifestyle and beachfront condo in the tropics is now a reality. Thanks, Master Wayne." And so he's now living his best life. This is another one of my clients. This is Walter, and Walter is actually a truck driver. And Walter was very skeptical at first. So Walter purchased a plane ticket, flew out to the Dominican Republic, where I was living at the time, to meet me in person and sit down with me side by side, and he wanted me to show him on my computer exactly what it was I was doing. And so I did just that. He flew out. I met him down at Roomba's in Sosua. I brought him up to my villa and turned on my computer and just gave him a crash course, just like I'm giving to you right now. And after being the most skeptic person and pessimistic person that I've ever met, Walter was now a bona fide believer and a client. And he says, "Thank you for leading me to water. I sure is thirsty." With patience and vigilance, things are starting to blossom. If one thing isn't working for us, shift a couple of pieces around. There are many ways to go about this. Sharing information isn't sharing products. Stay strong. And this is Walter sending me a screenshot where he was now earning $4,350 every 2 weeks. All right. This is my man Mark Metellus, and Mark Metellus is actually a police captain in Philadelphia. And when I first met Mark, he said, "Wayne, my wife and I have already been selling on Amazon. We've been selling books, but we can't seem to break making more than $1,000 a month." So he was like, "Can you think your mentorship would be able to help us?" And I was like, "Absolutely, Mark. That's no problem." And so here's a screenshot of Mark and his wife now making $11,900 a month. And so he was like, "Thank you, Master Wayne." And he also sent me a screenshot when he hit his first $3,000 a month. So he was able to really eclipse that that curse of only selling books and making $1,000 a month. All right, this is another client of mine, real notable story. Her name is Vanessa Pittman. When Vanessa reached out to me, she told me that her husband had a massive heart attack and he was the breadwinner, and she had limited savings to go on. And so she joined my mentorship, and that mentorship led her to making $6,000 per month, and she now became the breadwinner. And it also gave her extra time to do something that was very passionate for her, and that's to write her book. And she sent this message to me. She was like, "Good morning, Wayne. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for your mentorship. My goal was to make 5,000 in sales. As of last night, I made 6,000. How can I begin to scale even further before the end of the year?" So, Vanessa was very happy with the mentorship, and she's still doing pretty well. This is Andrea Furlow, mother of two children and married, and she was actually referred to me by her mother. And Andrea was very sharp, and she hit the ground running very, very quickly. And within 45 days, she was now bringing in over $1,200 every 2 weeks. So, you can start earning money on Amazon fairly quickly if you're focused and you actually adhere to the information I'm trying to disseminate, and you can grow very quickly. All right, so in 2022 in August, I actually flew out to Las Vegas. So I left to the Dominican Republic. I flew home to Atlanta, and then I flew out to Las Vegas because I had a niece who was getting married in Las Vegas. And so my whole family flew from Atlanta and DC and Boston all the way to Las Vegas so we could witness my niece getting married. And while I was there, I was contacted by another client of mine who lived in California. And she was like, "Wayne, I saw that you're going to be in Las Vegas. I want to come meet you in person." So this is Tavara. She drove 3 hours north of from California all the way to Las Vegas just to come and meet me in person while I was in Las Vegas. And people don't do things like that unless, of course, you're providing a quality service and you're exceeding people's expectations. All right. And this is another client of mine. This is Marsha and her husband Sheldon. And Marsha was actually my esthetician while living in Atlanta. So I've known her for years. And as my Amazon business grew, she started to see a change in my lifestyle. And one day she finally just got up the nerve to ask me, "Okay, Wayne, what the hell are you doing?" And I finally explained to her that I was an Amazon seller and my business was starting to grow. And this is her and her husband flying out to the Dominican Republic to spend some time with me and my Dominican girlfriend at the time. So they came and they stayed at my villa with us, and I got them a rental car, and they stayed for 6 days, and we had a fabulous time. So, when you when you give quality service and you exceed people's expectations, usually clients become more like family. All right, this is another client of mine. This is Anthony Hampton. And as you can see, Anthony hit the ground running. And this is him sending me a screenshot showing me that he was now making over $10,000 a month. So he was able to take better care of his two daughters and his wife. And he's really was able to scale up his lifestyle. All right. And this is one of my oldest friends. I've known this young lady for over 13, 14 years. And we started off playing volleyball together. And we was in a volleyball league and we went all the way to the championship and lost. But I had such a great time playing with the whole team. I took everybody out to Top Golf and to an escape room and treated and paid for everything. And afterwards, Elena pulled me to the side and said, "Okay, Wayne, what are you doing for a living? Because the cars that you drive and how you treat everybody, you're obviously doing something a little different." So I set her down and I trained her. She was actually one of the first people I've ever trained. And it was just, she just asked me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I think I could teach you. And this is Elena sending me a screenshot of her earning um, over $10,000 a month. And during the pandemic, 2020, Atlanta went into lockdown in March of 2020, and you could not leave the house. And so the only loophole was to become an Uber driver. So that's what I did. So I started driving Uber for a short time during the pandemic just to get out the house. And I met this young lady, picked her up at the airport, and she was like, okay, judging from how you're dressed and the type of car you're driving, you obviously don't do Uber full time for a living. So I told her what I did, and she convinced me to train her, and I did. And she was from Memphis, and she was just in Atlanta visiting because her husband was there. So she was going to see her husband. And this is her sending me a message after I had trained her, and she was now bringing home $3,000 to $5,000 every 2 weeks. So it literally changed her and her husband's life. All right, and this is me in the Dominican Republic again, at the dining room table at the villa. And these are three of my clients who actually bought plane tickets and jumped on a plane and flew all the way to the Dominican Republic to train with me in person. So that's Jay Gustavo from Boston, Mike Logan from Virginia, and Ernest Fultz from Washington, D.C. So whether it be online through Zoom calls or training you guys in person, this is what I do. This is all I do. And this is what I love to do. So, I've always tried to help people, because when you help people, it creates good karma in your life. And so I've never been one to listen to the naysayers. I've always just forged my own path. It's a discipline that I learned in the military, and also growing up with a military father. And this is a screenshot from Ernest. So that was Ernest right here in the red shirt. And now this is a screenshot from his account. And that's $10,000 in sales. So Ernest actually hit the ground running, and he was doing quite well. And this is my first Canadian client. This is Renee. And this is her sending me a screenshot of her very first sale. And you can imagine how excited she was. And this is another one of my clients. This is Ronnie from California. And Ronnie actually purchased a plane ticket from California all the way across the United States to the East Coast, and got a transfer flight to the Dominican Republic, and came to meet me in person. And while he was here, him and I just really just hung out and partied the whole time. We didn't even really discuss any business. And here he is with his first private label product brand, Dead Sea Mud Mask. So you can imagine Ronnie on a date, and his date asked him, "So what you do?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I own my own products. I'm a distributor. I own my own Dead Sea Mud Mask brand." And she'd be like, "Oh, really? Can I get a copy of that?" So he's doing quite well, and he's also doing resale. So Ronnie is now making money hand over fist. And in his spare time, he does Uber, just to sort of try to even out his time. All right, this is another one of my clients. This is Soba, and Soba actually took my KDP Amazon book course, and she started creating journals and coloring books. And this is May of 2023, and she was bringing in $1,832 in royalties from her book sales. And then a month later, that had blossomed and grew to over $5,000 in royalties. And that has continued to blossom to this day. And I think she might be making about $12,000 a month from her book sales. So whether you want to learn Amazon FBA or Amazon KDP, I can teach you both. Both of those options are available to you. And last but not least, okay, Master Wayne, we've seen that you can help your clients make money, but what have you done for yourself? So this is a screenshot of me at the ATM machine, and you can see me holding up my debit cards, and you can see the last four digits on my debit card is actually the same exact digits on the screen, minus my camera flash. And you can see that's over 100,000 in my savings and over 1.2 million in my checking. So not only are you seeing the success from my clients, you're also seeing my success. And now, if that's not enough and you're pessimistic and you're a naysayer, here's a screenshot from my actual main Amazon account, and that's $26,000 ready to be paid out in my total balance. And if that's not enough, because I know some of you are still skeptical, here I am in the Dominican Republic in Santo Domingo. And this is my little luxury high-rise apartment at the time. And here's my computer setup, my cigar, my cell phone, and 2 remote controls. And here's my 3 computer monitor setup. And that's me clicking the refresh button and coming back over here. And because I'm in the Dominican Republic, it's trying to convert me over to Spanish, but I chose English. And boom, there's my total balance a few days later, sitting at $32,784 a month. So I've consistently do that every single month in my sleep, and I can show you how to do the same exact thing. All you have to do is get up off your ass and take action, because you can either make progress or you can make excuses. And at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to. And so, just waking up in the morning, you've already got $712 in your balance being ready to transfer over, you know, that's life changing. It is life changing. Now, if that isn't enough for you, I've gone ahead and gone the extra step. So obviously I bank with Navy Federal Credit Union, and these are my deposit statements, right? So you can't fake this. It's a straight download statement from Navy Federal, and you can see my deposits for that month totaling $35,000. You can even see how much money I withdrew and how much money I had as an ending balance that month. All right, same thing for this next month, 32,000, and withdrew up to 27,000 with an ending balance of 5,000. And yeah, here's another statement. And this is a bad month for me. This is only 29,000. So this is the absolute bad month, right? And here's my withdrawals, that's 27,000, and here's my ending balance of 2,000. All right, so as you can see, I'm a little different. I'm not just the guru sitting behind this computer telling you you should buy my course or you should join my mentorship. I'm doing this on the ground level. I'm helping people, I'm changing lives. I meet my clients, give them the opportunity to meet me in person. I'm not just a name or face behind a computer. I'm showing you videos of my main account. I'm showing you bank statements. I'm showing you what I have in the bank right at the ATM machine. I'm going above and beyond. So let's address another elephant in the room, and that is Amazon FBA oversaturated? So I'm an analytical person. I do everything according to mathematics, and I never listen to other people's opinions and what they have to say. I do everything based on calculations. So let's see if Amazon is saturated based on some numbers. So Amazon pulls in 4.4 billion each week, right? That's $638 million a day. Now pay attention to that number, $638 million per day. That's 26 million per hour. That's 443,000 each minute. So there are 350 million people in the United States, give or take. Right? Amazon is so huge, such a gargantuan company, so wealthy that if they paid every single person in the United States $1,000 a day or $30,000 a month, Amazon would still profit $288 million per day. So ask yourself, does that sound like saturation? Right? It's just all about the numbers. So, for people sitting at home thinking, oh man, you can't make money on Amazon unless you were started doing it 10 years ago, like Master Wayne. It's oversaturated. It's too many people. And well, if you want, you can continue to listen to those type of individuals, or you can just learn how to do the math, because the men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. So here I am in Samana, Dominican Republic. So I took myself and my Dominican girlfriend on like another mini vacation inside of our already vacation everyday lifestyle. And as you can see, you got your own little private villa. It is right in the heart of Samana, Dominican Republic. You got your pool down there. You also got your own personal rooftop pool, and the view was just spectacular. This was a beautiful night, and all of this was possible because of the products you see on the left. This is my first products that I've developed, the nail clippers. And when I put those up on Amazon and started advertising, I woke up 90 days later and I was making 600 and something dollars per day. And at that point, that's $18,000 a month. And so at that point, I was like, man, this is all I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then my second product was these Pan Pipers oven gloves. So I named them, I designed them, I went into Home Depot and Lowe's, looked at other oven gloves and what they had on their box, and I bought a 3D rendition of a box and just placed everything exactly how others had it on their brands, and that's how I put the whole thing together. So I took a course to learn how to do this. It was $3,000, but I knew it was be money well spent because I was investing in my future. And here I am in Pattaya, Thailand, sipping on my favorite drink. This is a watermelon smoothie, and man, it's delicious. And here I am in Salvador Bahia, Brazil, where me and Philly Dom spent like 2 or 3 months together, just hanging out every day, living our best lives. And I was walking past um, this little scooter shop, and they were selling these little electric scooters, they're big wheel electric scooters. And first, when I met up with Philly Don, we met up in Rio, and then we got on a plane and flew from Rio to Salvador Bahia and stayed there for like 3 months. And but everybody in Rio had these, but they would rent them. Few people actually owned them. So when I found a shop in Salvador Bahia that actually sold them, I was like, well, man, I don't want to rent one. I'm just going to buy one. So, I went in there and it's like, I want to buy this. And he was like, well, no, they're for rent. I was like, no, I want to buy it. So he's like, okay, $3,000. I was like, okay, no problem. Swipe this card. And it took a couple of times for him to get my card to work. I had to call the bank and get them to release the money and stuff like that. But after that, he was smiling from ear to ear. I was smiling from ear to ear. They put this up on the Instagram page and gave me the keys, and I rode off into the sunset. And so, this is the what money affords you. Money is just a resource that allows you to do all the things you've ever wanted to do in life. And so here I am at the Hoover Dam in Las Vegas. This is Guadalupe, Colombia. This is Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And yes, I did make this little alligator that you see in the sand. Took me a couple of hours, but I've always been creative and artistic. So, I figured, why make a sand castle when I can make something a little bit more creative? And here I am in Las Vegas again. This is like 2017, and I was there. I spent 30 days in Las Vegas, and I would go to this buffet uh, at the Luxor Hotel, and they had these crab legs, and they split the crab legs already open for you. So all you had to do is just pull out the meat, slap it in some butter, put some lemon on it, put some sauce on it, and just eat it. And I stayed for 30 days just to indulge in the crab legs. And I'm not much of a gambler, so I would go down to the entertainment room, smoke a cigar, watch the NBA or football, and pretty much just chill the whole time. I did go to a couple of shows like the Jabberwockies and stuff like that, and Chris Angel, but other than and Michael Jackson. But other than that, I was there for 30 days just for these crab legs. So, again, money just affords you the opportunity to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. And here I am riding the tram in Colombia in Medellin, and here's one of my trips to Africa. This is in Senegal, and this is one of the most prolific statues in the world of a man, a woman, and a child. And here's a couple of more just things that I love to do. So I like motorcycles. helicopter tours, uh, chartering little, yachts for the day or so, taking like a trip out in the ocean. Whenever you travel, you always got to get foreign currency. And, I like penthouses and, luxury high rises. You got to treat yourself good. This is me skydiving in the ATL. And this is me in Medellin, Colombia. And this is called parapente. And being realistic is the most common path to mediocrity. So, yeah, if you think that Amazon isn't a realistic endeavor for you, then no one's probably going to be able to convince you elsewise. And so, as you can see, you're attached in this harness, and you're attached to the instructor, and you're literally flying over the city. And Medellin is 5,000 feet above sea level, perched in between these two mountain ranges, and you can see the entire city below there in the valley. And my only suggestion is, if you're going to do this, make sure you go on the warmest day possible, because at this elevation, it is freezing cold. All right. And this is me in Medellin, Colombia. And again, this is at the top of Tres Cruces Mountain. That stands for three crosses. And again, you can see, look down and see the entire city in the valley between these two mountain ranges. So beautiful scenery. All right. And when I wasn't traveling, this would be my road dog. This is Lemire. And Lemire and I would have season tickets to all the games, and we'd go to see the Braves and the Atlanta United and the Falcons and the Hawks play. And everybody won a championship, or did well, but we're just waiting for the Hawks and the Falcons to really get it together. But the Atlanta United won a championship, the Braves won a championship, the MLB, but we're just waiting for the Hawks and the Falcons. And here I am in the Dominican Republic again with my Dominican girlfriend Ani. And this in this picture, I bought us both some motorcycles. So this is her motorcycle that she calls Kitty, and my motorcycle is sort of right here in the small piece of the frame. And of course, I just rented a car. I didn't want to buy a car. So every month I would just pay the rental car $1,200, and we would, have car and a motorcycle. And, that's how we were living. And then the villa itself was like $3,000. So, you just try to live your best life. And when I was home in Atlanta, this is something else I used to love to do. I would get on a plane and fly to Dallas, Texas, to this wonderful heaven sent location right here. It's called Spa Castle. And Spa Castle is a 24-hour water resort where you could just pamper yourself. So infrared tanning beds, about 9 different saunas with different treatments or smells, or eucalyptus, 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools, 1 green, 1 blue. They have a nap room where you can literally lay down on the floor. The floor is heated. The heat rises up. It puts you to sleep instantly. And it's just a wonderful place. So they got restaurants. They got a built-in hotel. You can get massages, pedicures, manicures. They have an indoor pool with a gigantic screen and a bar, and you could pull up to the bar, sip your drinks, watch the game on the screen, order food. It's just wonderful. I would go every 2 weeks just to pamper myself, and usually I would bring a date with me, and it was just always a good time. And here I am in Medellin, Colombia. This is Halloween one year. I think it's 2015 to be exact, and just having a great time. They treat Halloween like a major holiday there, because in their culture they had the Day of the Dead. And here I am in Costa Rica going whitewater rafting with some friends, and man, this was a great time. Indoor skydiving in Atlanta. Before I went outdoor skydiving, I went indoor skydiving first so I could learn uh, what I was doing. Uh, and of course, here I am, just out meeting new people, friends, hanging out. And when you're traveling, everybody's just sort of kind of happy and in the zone, because they're away from work, they're away from the hustle and bustle of their normal lives. And yeah, it's great to get out and meet new people and just travel. It's like you're living your best existence. So here I am. This right here is at a beach in like South Carolina. I can't remember exactly what city. And here I am on a cruise in Cozumel, Mexico, with one of my best friends from Bermuda, Torria. Here I am in Medellin, Colombia again, on a cruise ship again, and then back in Medellin. So this man just living it up. So here I am in Cartagena, Colombia, and this is the Tortumo volcano where you climb down into a pit and they cover you in mud. And then I'm rock climbing, and then this is like a penthouse in Cartagena, right on the ocean, just overlooking the entire city, and me smoking a cohiba. Just a great time. I would smoke a cohiba on that balcony every day, and I was there for 30 days. So when I travel, I usually, go for at least 30 days or a couple of months, no matter where I travel to. And then here I am horseback riding, four wheeling. This is Rock City in Tennessee, bottom left hand corner. And this is a Segway tour in Atlanta, Georgia at Stone Mountain. A lot of fun. Those Segways, you just get on it, you lean forward, it goes forward, it won't tip over no matter what you do. And while I was in Las Vegas for my niece's wedding, I rented this Corvette with the red bucket seats, and I drove that thing on every inch of Las Vegas. I would just hop in and every day, drop the top, and be speeding up and down the strip, having a great time. So, if I wasn't eating that lobster from the buffet, I mean those crab legs, then I was in this ZR1 just having a great time. And then I took a helicopter tour while I was in Las Vegas to the Grand Canyon, and it was one of the surreal experiences of my lifetime. The helicopter actually flew into the Grand Canyon, landed in the down at the basin, and when you're that far below sea level, once we got out of the helicopter and they turned the helicopter off, you could hear yourself swallow, you could hear your heartbeat. It was that quiet. Like there was no noise that could even penetrate that far below the actual sea level of the ground or the crest of the canyon. So it's just a surreal experience. And that helicopter actually looked very small in comparison to how actually large the canyon is. All right, so this right here is two of my babies right here. So this is my Lincoln MKZ hybrids. So they're both identical cars. One is just black, one is just white. That's it. But I absolutely love these vehicles. The largest panoramic roof of any sedan in the world. You just put gas in it. You don't have to charge it or plug it in. It has two engines, one electric, one combustible, and you fill it up, and it could take you 575 miles on one tank of gas. So you can see that's 40.5 miles per gallon on a full tank, and a range of 575 miles. They can parallel park by themselves. They have seven different interior lights that you can change the colors. It's just a fantastic car. And with a small attachment of $800, they can even drive themselves. So they can become fully autonomous. So just lovely cars. And then my third baby is this BMW i8 with the gull-wing doors. It is also a hybrid, but you have to plug it in to recharge it or switch it over to economy mode and just drive it, and then the battery will recharge itself. But super fast, a head turner, and man, just a joy to drive. It's one of the only things I miss about not being in the United States is just my cars, because just love to drive them. And hanging on my wall in the back of my garage are two foldable 10-speed bikes that are also electric. So during the pandemic, when I wasn't driving Uber just to get out the house, I would have a date come over and we would drive to the Silver Comet Trail and just put both of the bikes in the cars because they fold up. And I also had a bike rack. And then, we would pedal about 10 miles on the Silver Comet Trail, get tired, flip the bike over to electricity, press a button, and you wouldn't even have to pedal, and it would bring you all the way back. So those are things that I kind of miss in the United States. And this is me in the Dominican Republic. This is where I used to mentor all my students at, right here in the villa. And this is my little 3 computer setup. Now, this was a gaming laptop that I used to have, and I had lost the cord to it when I was home in the United States, and I couldn't find a replacement cord for it. So, I just made the decision to just walk into a store one day and buy a MacBook Pro, and I actually just stopped, never used the gaming laptop again. So I just keep it as a backup. But that MacBook Pro is what I'm on right now, and it is a game changer. I've had 4 different pages open and tabs open for a year and a half, and this thing is not frozen one single solitary time. So if you're going to get in business, if you're going to do business, make sure that you get yourself a MacBook Pro. It is hands down the best. And this is just a short video of my villa in the Dominican Republic. $3,000 a month was what I was paying for it. And, this is just I had a little film crew come and do a little professional video so you can see how everything is laid out. So it was huge, 3 bedrooms, 3 king size bedrooms. I did buy those little bucket chairs you see right there on the porch and a grill just to pimp everything out. A little massage room, king size bed in every room, air conditioning, very modern. So, we used to have a lot of fun there. Everybody would love to pull up to the villa. And then I took some of those paintings down off the wall and put up some custom paintings of Chadwick Boseman, um, Floyd Mayweather, and Kobe Bryant, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, I definitely took down the whack paintings and put up some better paintings. Because in the DR, you find a lot of good paintings down at the beach. So, you could definitely upgrade. All right. And again, this is the products that got me started on my way. So, one day you'll have just a product that gets you started on your journey to financial future also. And this is a caption that I found on the internet, and I just love the way it's situated. Is happiness something that you choose? So on the left, it says, where did you find that? I've been searching for it everywhere. And the little stick figure is holding a jar of happiness. And he says, I created it myself. And so that's what you have to take the initiative to do in your own life. You got to create your own happiness. That 9 to 5 that you're working right now, it's not going to get it done. You're driving yourself into perpetual debt. You're doing the same thing over and over again. And if you continue to do that, then the next thing you know, you're going to look up and 10, 20, 30 years of your life will be gone. And by the time you do decide to retire and start traveling, you're going to be too old to really enjoy your life. So, you got to seize the initiative. Here I am with a group of Amazon sellers. So as you can see, this is all I do. I live, sleep, breathe, and drink Amazon all day, every day, because it's the largest retailer on the planet, and they aren't going anywhere. Now, there's 4 different kinds of people. So you probably fit into one of these slots. There's the first type of person who has no job. So that means they have a lot of time, but no resources to travel because they don't have any money. The next person is an individual who's working a 9 to 5. That may be you right now, right? So you don't really have a lot of time because you got to work 8, 9, 10 hours a day, sometimes even more, 5, 6, maybe 7 days a week. And that's not going to give you a lot of time to travel, but you do at least have money coming in. All right, next is the self-employed. So that's the entrepreneur who's running their own little operation, a little business, a little side hustle. They don't have much time because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to dedicate all your time to your business, but you will have resources and money to travel. All right. Then next is the business owner. That's me and my mentees. And so, you have time, you can travel as much as you want, and you also have as much money as you need to live out your best life and manifest your dreams. So, when you're running your own business, it sort of runs for you. So the only thing you have to do is put in the work to set it up and slide all your chips into the middle of the table and bet on yourself. All right. And believe it or not, the startup rate for all businesses, whether it be brick and mortar or online, the failure rate is 90%. So if you try to start up an Amazon business yourself and get things going, your chances of failing are 90%. But if you actually purchase a course from somebody who actually has done it and is doing it and has had success with students, they are successful themselves, you can increase your chances of success to 90%. Instead of failing at a 90% rate, you can succeed at a 90% rate. All right, so let's break down a little bit of more about Amazon. So Amazon launched its FBA fulfillment service in 2006, and it now serves over 50% of the planet. All right, and here you have Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, CVS, Target, Lowe's, Walgreens, Kroger, Best Buy, and you could probably insert a few more retailers in here, and they're worth a little over $1 trillion. But here you have Amazon at $1.4 trillion and worth more than all of those retailers combined. Powerful, right? Think about that. Look at look at all these major players. You know how big Walmart is, right? And Home Depot and Costco and Lowe's and CVS and Target and Walgreens. Well, Amazon is bigger than all of them put together. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, why are you not riding the coattails of Amazon to financial freedom? It just makes sense, right? I mean, it's just there's no really aptitude or thought process you really have to put into it. All right, so Amazon actually gives you the capacity to reach 185 countries in the world. And by the way, there's only 195, give or take, whether or not there's a country at war like the Hamas war or the Ukraine war. So, Amazon basically is serving the entire planet. So, you're going to have a global business. And that's going to give you access to 100 fulfillment centers worldwide. This is an old screenshot, so that obviously they have more now. And then 15 global sorting centers. So it's a full implemented business in a box. They handle everything. So here's a breakdown of how the process actually works. Here's what's behind the scenes. Here's how you actually make money. So here's a Disney monster toy that you could purchase from Target. So let's say you went to Target online, right? And you were able to find this toy and it was $16.99. Well, obviously you're going to buy it. And the reason why you're going to buy it because it's selling on Amazon. If you were to scan it, you would realize that it's selling on Amazon for $52.98, right? So obviously there's a lot of people in the United States or shopping around the world who want this to buy this for their children, but they can't find it in the store. So what do? They go to Amazon. And when they get to Amazon, it's like, oh, here it is. It's $52.98. Oh, let me buy it. And they have no idea that you're the one who put this up on Amazon and you only paid $16.99 for it because you knew how to get access to it in order for them to have access to it, in order for them to purchase it. So you already know that your profit is $22.71 and your return on investment is 133%. So this is information that you're going to know, and I'm going to teach you how to set all this up. And then look at this. The estimated sales for this month alone is 45. It's going to sell 45 times this month, right? So you could have shipped in probably about 20 of them and sold them all. But let's go a little bit further. So boom, you also need to know how many people are actually currently selling it. As you can see, when I took this screenshot, there were only 3 people selling it. So if you haven't paid attention during this whole presentation, now is the time for you to pay attention because now I'm dropping the real jewels and the real knowledge. So here you have 3 people selling it, and the first person only has 6 in stock. The next 2 only have 1 in stock. So that means the total stock level is 8, right? And the price is $44.98 for the first seller. The price is $44.98 for the second seller, but the third seller has it at $52.98. So you could actually sell it for $44.98, but why would you do that, right? You want to sell it for $52.98 so you can make a little bit more money. And again, you see this 45 right here? That means it's going to sell 45 times this month. Amazon is telling you this. They're giving you the data. So if you subtract 8 from 45, then you're left with 37. So you could have purchased 37 of these and sent them into Amazon. And if you do the math, um, if you do the math, right, you're going to make a profit of $22 every time you sell one, right? So if we just say, if we broke this down, let's say that was $10 profit and we sold, well, let me get my calculator because I want to be exact. So I just want to show you how easy this is if you know how to do it correctly. So 2271 times 37. I missed the digit. Hold on. Boom. That's $840 you could have made off a Monster Disney toy, right? Just like that. And you could have did this transaction in 5 minutes. You could have went to Target. You could have added 37 of these toys to your cart, sent them into Amazon, and in 5 minutes, you would have made $840. Now, here's my question. Tomorrow, you'll probably be getting up and going to work, or you may already be at work. How many hours or how many days do you have to work in order to get paid $840? Think about that for a second. This is what I'm trying to teach you. This is why I come on the Philly Dom's YouTube channel and I give these presentations because, man, it's just knowledge, but your knowledge is useless unless you apply it. So always remember that. Knowledge is power, but knowledge is never power unless you are applying it correctly. So I'm giving you this information for the free ski. And all you really have to do is just pay attention. All right. So here's the breakdown of this whole transaction. The Disney Monster toy was $16.99. That's step one, right? You go to Target and you buy it. Next, you ship it into Amazon where it's going to resell for $52.98, right? After it sells, Amazon's going to take their fee out of $13.14, right, per transaction. And then what's left over is $39.84. They're going to deposit that straight into your bank account. So if you're paying attention, you just made $22.85 profit, and you are reimbursed for what you paid for the product. Did you catch that? Remember, you paid $16.99, let's say $17 for the product. After the whole transaction is complete, that's $17.90. That $17 is going to go right back in your pocket. And then you're going to get $22 in profit on top of that. How can you beat that? Show me a better business model, and I'll quit Amazon and take a look at that. Now, here's a sewing machine. It's called the Arctic Crystal sewing machine because of the colors, like a turquoise, right? $119 from this website. This is Joanne, by the way. I'm even telling you the websites where to shop, right? And just how transparent I am. So as you can see, I purchased 5 of these, right, from Joanne, and they're reselling on Amazon for $259. And my profit is going to be $77 every time I sell one. And my return on investment is going to be 66%. All right. How you doing, Arlene? And if we go to the next page, all right, then you could see a breakdown of me putting in the numbers. So right here, I know that if I buy this for 119 and if I sell it for 259, my break even is 168. So I could bring this price down from 259 all the way down to 168 and still break even and not lose any money. But I never want to do that. I always want to make money. So my minimum price that I want to sell this for is $220, right? And that's still a nice little profit. That's a profit of almost $50 at the end of the day. So this is how you structure your deals, and this is how you make money. So it's very difficult for you to lose money unless you purchase something that gets saturated too quickly. All right, so let's do another one. This is a digital electric smoker. I was buying this from Home Depot. I would buy 8 at a time. All right, they would cost $187.31. So that meant that my profit was $135 every time I sold one, and my return on investment was 72%. And this has been discontinued from Home Depot, as far as I know. I may have to go back and recheck to see if they brought it back. But this used to be a killer for me. All right, so here's a complete breakdown. I would buy 8 for 187.31. So that would cost me $1,500 to buy 8 of them, right? Now I would sell all 8 for $499 on Amazon because that's what they were retailing for. So now that would be $4,000, right? Now Amazon's fees would come up to about $1,400. So after Amazon took their fees, I was left with $2,583.67. And so after my reimbursement of what I paid for the actual digital electric smokers. So that's $1,500 that I was reimbursed. And then I would still make $1,000 profit. And so I would do this every day. And that's how I make over $30,000 a month. I get on my computer, I go to a retailer, or I get with one of my brands, and I order enough items to where it comes out to where my profit is $1,000 a day. It takes me 5 minutes to do this, folks. 5 minutes. How long does it take you to make $1,000? Even if you make, let's say you make $100 an hour, you work for 8 hours a day, you got an hour break. So even if you made $100 an hour, that's still only $700 a month. You would have to work 2 days just to make this, right? And you're working 8 hours a day, where I'm showing you in real time, right in front of your face, how to do this in 5 minutes. And so you really just got to get up off, the chair or the couch, and take some action. All right, so when you get started selling on Amazon, there's two different levels. There's the kiddie pool, and then there's the adult pool. So earlier I showed you where over 60% of Amazon sellers sell products $51 and under, right? All the way down to $0. And so that's where all the competition is. That's where all the saturation is. And at that level, here's what happens. Um, there'll be a product selling, and somebody will be selling the product for $30, right? That'll be the sale price, and it'll be four sellers. Everybody will be selling it for $30 exactly. Then you'll get a new seller who comes on there, but like, oh well, I'm going to outprice these other four sellers, and I'm going to price mine at $29. And then the next day you get another new seller who's like, oh well, I'm going to set my price at $28. And this happens every single day, every time a new seller is added to that listing, until the product is no longer profitable. That's the kiddie pool. So what I do is I quickly train you in the kiddie pool, and then teach you how to immediately jump over to the adult pool, where there's alcohol, there might be a little marijuana, there's some music, there's a nice pool, there's no lifeguard, you got the music pumping, and there's dancing going on, and everybody's having a good time. You got the bathing suit, the ladies is there, the fellas is there, you got your friends, the weather is perfect. That's the difference between the kiddie pool and the adult pool. So I train you in the kiddie pool, but then I'm going to give you a cap and gown, graduate you to the big leagues, where you can come on over to Amazon wholesale, private labeling, and reselling. All right, so let's review real quick. What I've done this far is just giving you a formula. So one, you need to know whether or not something is profitable before you even decide to sell it. Two, you need to know what your return on investment is going to be. Are you going to make money, or are you going to lose money? Three, how many FBA sellers are selling a particular item? You need to know this. 4, how many merchant sellers are selling a particular item? And I'll teach you the difference between the FBA seller and a merchant seller. 5, how much competition, how much inventory does your competition has? You need to know this. Do they only have one in stock or do they have 10 in stock? Knowing this will let you know how many you should order. 6, the bestseller rank. What is it? How to read it and how to utilize it. 7, whether or not you're even eligible to sell a particular product. If a product is a hazmat, aerosol, or a battery, then you're not going to be able to sell it because it's going to fall under Amazon's hazmat. But I can also teach you how to get qualified to sell those type of products once you get started. Next, how many times does a particular product sell each and every month? And how to look at the sales data for the last past year. So you'll be guaranteed to be able to estimate without any doubt and know how many times a particular product is going to sell every single month. All right, number 9, how to start selling internationally. So you can start selling in the United States and then branch out to all these other Amazon marketplaces. And that's where you'll really be able to scale your business up because the competition drops off by almost a factor of 90%. And then, as I begin to mentor you and teach you all the ropes, I'm going to also teach you some trade secrets that I developed over the last past 11 years that gives me and my clients a competitive advantage. All right. So here's a sort of synopsis of how the actual process works. All you do is source products from retailers, wholesalers, manufacturers, or distributors. All right. Next, you'll buy that product at a very low price and then ship it into Amazon, where you'll be able to retail it at a higher price and pocket the difference. And then you just rinse and repeat. And you can do this with an unlimited number of products. And therein lies the secret, the unlimited number of products, and do this over and over again, and then put it on autopilot. So you can have this being done for you in your sleep every day, like I do. And then here are the Amazon marketplaces: United States, Canada, Mexico, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Japan, Singapore, the UAE, Brazil, Australia, and India. And Turkey isn't on this list because this is an old screenshot, but Turkey is now a bona fide marketplace on Amazon also. And look at all the traffic that comes into all of these marketplaces. 2.3 billion in the United States, 133 million in Canada, and so forth and so on. So, in terms of growth, there's nothing that's touching Amazon right now. All right, so this is a little screenshot that I pulled down from a group on Facebook. And in the screenshot, it says, my best friend asked me for my Amazon storefront name because they were curious and interested to see what I sell on Amazon. I gave it to him thinking nothing of it. Now he wants to open up an Amazon seller account selling my same exact ASINs. So my advice to all sellers is do not give out your Amazon storefront. So listen, this is not multi-level marketing. This isn't uh, um, your sweepstakes or nothing like that. This is not Metaluca or any timeshare. This is none of that. This is big business. This is global business, right? This is serious business. So when you get started selling on Amazon, you would never have to say, hey, can you go visit my store and purchase some of my products? Because Amazon already brings the customers straight to your products. And before you even purchase a product and send it into Amazon, you're already going to know how many people are searching for it, what the demand is, how many times it's projected to sell that particular month, how much competition you're facing, how much inventory they have. And when you have all of this data, you can say, okay, man, I could send in 15 items and sell all of them within the next month without any problem, and also know how much profit you're going to make and what your return on investment is going to be. So as you can see, this is big business. This is not fun and games. So in case you haven't realized it yet, this is the new real estate. This is digital real estate. The days of buy, buying a house, flipping it, going in, fixing the plumbing, dealing with the roof, dealing with termites, asbestos, people breaking in, stealing your appliances. Those days are over, right? And I used to do real estate. I did real estate with Caldwell Banker for 5 years, from 2004 to 2009. And real estate is a headache. You make a lot of money, yes, but sometimes it takes months to move those homes that you're flipping, and it's just one big headache. I can make more money flipping products on Amazon than any real estate investor can, regardless of how many houses they flip in one fiscal year. That's just how the reality is now, because digital real estate is the new medium. All right. And retail is dying. Amazon is putting everybody out of business. So you might as well jump on the bandwagon and ride into the sunset with the winner. JC Penney, American Apparel, GameStop, Abercrombie and Fitch, Sears, Kmart, Macy's, Staples. Look at all these stores they're closing. All right. Retail is dying. You know, you can probably just take a trip to your local shopping mall and see empty kiosks in retail stores everywhere, or empty warehouses. You see it all over the place. So, yeah, if you're going to get involved with this business and do it, now is the time, because if you sit back and you remain idle, it's never going to happen, and you're going to miss this whole boat. You're going to miss the ride. Now, I'm always looking at my competitors because I want to know what they charge and what they're up to. And so this is one of my competitors. They're called Automation Alliance, and they charge you $18,000 to set you up with an Amazon account and a Walmart account, but they take 50% of everything that you make. And so one, $18,000 for you to take 50% of my money? No, thank you. I would never do that. And this is another competitor, Amazon Automation. They want you to pay 15,000, and they want you to put up $50,000 worth of capital contribution, and they also take a nice sizable chunk of everything that you make. Matter of fact, they only pay you 2% a month annually on whatever you earn from Amazon. So again, this is highway robbery. I would never ever work with a company like this. All right. And I do have VAs, and one of my VAs will set you up, and they'll run your entire Amazon account. But they want 50% of your profit. So if you're going to use a VA, again, you don't want to give away that much of your profit, because I'm going to teach you how to run your business on your own, and you can hire your own VA and you can decide what you want to pay them, instead of having a VA that's going to run your entire account but take 50% of your profits. And as you can see, this account is making $40,000 a month. All right. So that's $20,000. If you're happy with taking 20,000 and leaving 19,000 on the table, then so be it. You can hire Muhammad, and he'll run your entire Amazon account for you and take 50% of your profits. All right. Or you can go over to Udemy, udemy.com, and you can buy one of these low budget $100, $120 courses, and pray and hope that it's going to teach you everything you need to be successful on Amazon. And it's just not the case. These are cookie cutter courses that just give you an overview of Amazon, and they don't teach you any actionable information on how to succeed. Okay. You're just going to waste $120. And, if you want to really be able to crush it in the industry, you want someone who is doing it big and living the lifestyle, and not just hiding behind a website where you just see a picture of them and you never get a chance to meet them in person or anything like that. It's just going to be a waste of money. So here's what I charge. All right. So I have a mentorship, and the mentorship is now closed. So that's the bad news, right? My mentorship is now closed. But what I used to do is I would charge my clients $2,500 to mentor them. And when you think about it, it takes me about 6 months to fully mentor somebody from from zero to hero, right? So, and $2,500 being stretched out over 6 months is not a lot of money. It's actually really underpaying myself, but I'm in this to help people. And so for $2,500 for keeping the price so low, I would take an equity stake in my Amazon client's business of 15%. So every 2 weeks when they got paid out from Amazon, they would pay me that 15% back. And that's how I was able to keep this price so low compared to my competitors who were charging 18,000 and 15,000. All right. And then for the bona fide entrepreneur who want to keep more of their money, then I had an equity buyout of 7,500. So, if you want to come in at 2,500, then um, I will take a 15% equity stake in your Amazon business. I will mentor you from setup to finish. So everything is automated and you're making money. And we can do that via Zoom, or you can fly out to Thailand and I would train you in person. Matter of fact, I have two clients flying out. One is coming on the 18th and another one is coming in April. And he's bringing his father with him to train with me in person. So if this is something that you want to do, that's no problem. All right. So if you don't mind paying 15% of your profits every 2 weeks into perpetuity, then the 2,500 plan A is for you. Now, if you want to upgrade and you want to keep 100% of everything you make, then the 7,500 plan B is for you. And this is still half the price of my closest competitor. And you get to keep 100% of everything you make. So there's no better offer. And I also have payment plans. So if you can't afford the 2,500 outright, or you can't afford the 7,500 outright and you don't want to pay that money in advance, no problem. I have payment plans. So for the 2,500, you'll make 6 monthly payments of $499, and the total cost of that would be $3,000 instead of 2,500. And if you choose Plan B, then that would be 6 monthly payments of $1,333, and the total cost will be $8,000 instead of 7,500. So as you can see, I've made this extremely affordable. And if you choose Plan B for 7,500, you also get free access to my KDP course, in which several of my clients, including phillydom, have used my KDP course to now become published authors, and they're making royalties off their books, and that money will come in for the rest of their lives with no further work. So once you write a book and get it posted on Amazon KDP, that's it. You're done, and that money is going to come in for the rest of your life. And so the only thing you really have to do is continue to write new books, and I'll show you exactly how to do that, even if you know zero about a subject. So you could know absolutely nothing about dating and romance, but I'll turn you into an expert, show you how to write the complete book in less than 3 days, and then boom, publish it to Amazon KDP and get paid off of that for the rest of your life in terms of book royalties. All right. And so, this is a complete business. So you can register and get started under your government name. But I will be working with you to set up an LLC, get your EIN number from the IRS, get your business license, get a business bank account set up, get you a reseller's permit or a tax certificate, a business address and phone number, also a business website, and then register your business with Dun& Bradstreet. And now you have a fully formed corporation. And now you could actually go to the bank and say, hey, I want to get a business loan for 50,000, 100,000, 250,000. Just depends on what financial institution you decide to go to or what your personal credit looks like. And boom, they will give you a business loan for you to now scale your Amazon business from zero to hero. And so, again, this is everything. Now, let's shut it down and let's start taking questions. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation. And oh, one more thing, monthly expenses. So there's a prep and ship has now changed their fee. This is 149. It's a one-time payment, and you'll need five softwares to run your business. And the total cost of your Amazon seller account and the five softwares, your monthly expenses will be $377 to run your Amazon business. And so that's it. It's really just that simple. I make everything turnkey. And so this is a little summary for you to look at. And while you're looking at that summary, I'm going to go ahead and take any questions and say what's up to everybody.
All right, I'm looking for the questions now.
Okay.
They was asking questions, so boom, here go one. You see it? I put it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's a big difference between Amazon and eBay. I know more individuals sell on eBay. Yeah, so Amazon is so much larger than eBay. eBay is a good marketplace for you to get started and learn how to start selling online. So think of it like Pee Wee football, right? So you're 5 years old and you're just now playing your very first sport. That's eBay. eBay is Pee Wee football. But now you just graduated college, you at the top of your game, and now you're going straight to the NFL. That's Amazon. So that's the difference between Amazon and eBay. Yeah, Sarah Smith was saying, yes, Amazon FBA works, but you have to be serious. Sarah, you are absolutely right. Not only do you have to be serious, but you need to be properly trained. All right. And who do you contact in order to sell products? So you really don't contact anyone in particular, Natalia. You just have to learn the process. So basically, you can purchase products from your local store, either going into the store, or you can purchase products online and you can send those into a third party company called the prep and ship company, and they'll unbox the product, put it into a plain brown box, and throw away the receipt and ship it into Amazon for you. And then Amazon will store it in their facilities called fulfillment centers, and then your products will go live on the Amazon website. And once they sell, Amazon will then pay you and take out their fee, and then that's how the process starts to unfold. So you don't have to contact anybody in order to start selling products. You can pretty much get started soon as I get you registered as an Amazon seller and get you set up with the right softwares to run your whole business. And boom, you can start buying products from Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, Lowe's, Bed Bath Beyond, Best Buy, wherever you shop. Or if you shop, on online retailers that don't really have brick and mortars, that's fine too. You can shop almost anywhere. Dick's Sporting Goods, uh, bass fishing, virtually anywhere. And then, I also train you how to exceed and go to the big boy level where you can start selling the biggest brands on the planet: Nike, Under Armour, Puma, Adidas, Michael Kors, Louis Vuitton, Hewlett Packard, Apple, Disney, Marvel, DC, Lego, you name it. I can show you how to get authorization to sell the biggest brands on the planet. And these brands sell almost hundreds of times every single day. So the only obligation you'll have is just buying more inventory, sending it in so that can sell, and you can start to make even more money. All right. Amazon was boosted by the pandemic where mom and pop stores were forced to close while Amazon was not. Hmm. Well, all things change. Nothing remains the same. In science, we call this entropy. 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 So the reason why a lot of mom and pop stores were forced to close is because the changing evolution, not because the pandemic or Amazon, because more and more people are starting to shop online. How many times, Ping, have you went into a store and they didn't have your size or they didn't have what you wanted? So, when you go shop on Amazon, rarely do you ever encounter that problem. You can go, they'll usually have your size and they'll usually have exactly what you're looking for instead of driving around from store to store trying to get lucky, hoping that they have your size. And then nowadays, more and more people are shopping online just for the convenience. So, gone are the days of the brick and mortar stores and the mom and pop stores. This is just the evolution of shopping, and there's nothing you can do. It's sort of like VHS tapes and Blockbuster back in the day, where you go into the store or Redbox. Remember Redbox? That's just a couple of years ago. You will go to CVS or your local grocery store and you'll put in money and get a DVD and have a Redbox night. And then boom, here comes Netflix, put Redbox out of business. So this is the natural evolution of all businesses. All right, there's no type of pyramid scheme, right? No. So this is Amazon. This is the largest retailer on the planet. If you watch this presentation back, I show you screenshots of my client success, and my clients actually some of them actually jump on a plane and fly out to train with me in person. This is how transparent I am. This is how I've ran my business for the last past 2.5 years that I've been teaching people, and I've now been doing this for 11 years. So this has nothing to do with multi-level marketing. This is how Amazon functions as a company, and I sit you down and teach you the ropes because right now the only thing you're doing is just ordering products from Amazon, and they arrive at your house 2 days later, and when you get at home, they're sitting on your doorstep or in your mailbox and you excitedly, bring them into your house and you crack them open and be like, oh yeah, I forgot I ordered this, or you'd be like, oh, I've been waiting on this, and then next thing you know, you leave a review. But you could be doing that whole process in reverse, where instead of you spending all your money ordering stuff from Amazon, you could be spending your money buying products in advance, sending those products into Amazon, selling them on the Amazon.com marketplace. And once they sell, Amazon takes their fee, and then boom, they cut you a check for the profit. And you can rinse and repeat this over and over again. Or you can get on board at the big boy level and start selling Puma, Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, all these big brands that you come to know and love. Uno cards, decks of cards. You can sell virtually anything on Amazon, and I can show you step by step how to be successful and how to get started. All right, make money on Amazon in 2020, 24. All right, so that's just Philly Dom just posting that
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
information.
Okay, yes, sir. And I even have a publishing course. So if you purchase Plan B for 7,500, I even give you free access to my publishing course, and it sells independently for $897. And I've shown you screenshots. I have about 8 or 9 clients who have all published books and they are now published authors. And when you publish a book, here's what happens. You apply for what's called ISBN number. That stands for International Book Standard Number. And what that number does, it assigns you the royalty rights and the publishing rights from the book to you as a person, as an entity. And whenever that book sells, no matter where it sells in the world, you get paid royalties from that sale for the rest of your life. So if you got 4 books now and you publish 4 books a year, then you fast forward 10 years, now you have 40 books all bringing you in royalty, and you don't even have to know about a subject. I can show you how to become an expert at any subject in about 3 days' time and write a complete book and get paid off that book for the rest of your life. All right. Have we gone through all the questions? I'm just going through
Yeah, I
thinking
don't.
what's up.
You can keep looking. I
Yeah,
don't see him like that. Keep
yeah.
looking.
Sarah Smith was just saying, good job, Wayne. And yeah, Natalia Poole was saying possibly. And congratulations, Philly.
Yeah,
And um AY was saying, good afternoon from the Bronx. I see you, Master Wayne. I'm
yeah.
listening. Okay. All right, AY, no doubt. And Natalia Poole was saying we can all use some extra money. And So Genius is asking what's the pricing for the classes. All right, So Genius, I just posted the prices of the classes, but Plan A is a one-time investment of 2,500, and Plan B is a one-time investment of 7,500. And I also have payment plans. So the payment plan for Plan A is 6 payments of $499, and the payment plan for Plan B is 6 payments of $1,333. All right, and it says AY was saying it figures seems like all houses and apartment buildings have Amazon packages. Absolutely. Yeah, you probably can't even find somebody nowadays who hasn't shopped on Amazon before, doesn't habitually shop on Amazon. And
Wow.
Natalia was just asking the big difference between Amazon and eBay. And one is like a starter, a kiddie pool, and the other one's like an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And Natalia was saying, I understand Amazon delivers and works with businesses. They do. Yep, sure do. And Paul Little was giving the thumbs up. And So Genius says he knows what happens in Sosua. Yeah, what happens in Sosua stays in Sosua, So Genius. And Ethan Cook was saying, quite a business professional. Yes, sir, Ethan, I take this seriously. It's transformed my life, giving me financial freedom. So this is what I do all day, every day. And I enjoy helping other people get to the same exact level. Like, Philly Dom now has 3 books published under his name. So this
Four.
time
Actually,
last year,
four.
okay,
Four.
4. Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. I don't want to short you a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time last year, he wasn't even a published author. He was just a
Yep.
phenomenal YouTuber. So now he's a published author, a father, and a YouTuber.
Yes, indeed.
And when he gets out to Thailand in the next couple of weeks, I will be sitting a brother down and setting him up with his own Amazon business. It's time.
That's good. That's good.
All right. And Natalia is saying, very interesting. Absolutely, Natalia. This is life changing. Peter Carter was good day, Philly Don. Respect. Keep up the good work. We love the show.
Brazil. That's Belize. He in Belize
Okay.
watching.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks like everything. Peter Carter was saying this is very educational. Yes, sir, Peter. After 11 years, this is what I've come to know and love and perfect. And so, I just disseminate the best information possible so I could help, other people who want to take this financial journey. I wish this was available, when I started 11 years ago, because I would have
Mhm.
paid an arm and a leg for this type of training to have someone mentor me and show me the ropes. It's almost like having Steph Curry walk you onto a basketball court and teach you how to shoot. You
Mhm.
know, his father, Dell Curry, taught taught him how to shoot. And Dell Curry at the time was one of the best shooters in the NBA. And so
Wow.
that's how Steph became one of the best shooter in the NBA. He was trained by one of the best, and he became the best.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah. And so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. It's pretty late here in Thailand. Let me see. It is now 12:54 in the morning. So I'm about to
Wow.
shut down this presentation and go to the gym because the gym is 24 hours. And of course, they have, you know, everything here is open pretty late. So you can always find some street vendors are open or a nice little club or something. But I spend my time going to the gym in the wee hours of the morning when I can't
Mhm.
sleep. So, I appreciate you, Philly Dom, as
No problem.
always.
No
I, I,
problem.
ho- I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. And Master Wayne signing off.
Peace out.